With the start of the spring season for the men's golf team right around the corner, actually coming up this weekend from down in Florida, head coach Mark Olsen sits down with us now. Coach, I talked about you guys going down to Florida this weekend. It's been an offseason where you're preparing in the cold. Now you're going to get to go down and play in the warmth of Florida. How nice is that for you guys to kind of get away for a little bit and go down there and play some golf?
I know the guys really look forward to it, so we're going to be happy to get on a plane early tomorrow morning, and we go to a terrific place, Bishopsgate Golf Academy, where we can stay right on the grounds, and the practice areas are available to us, the course is available, and we get our food there as well. So it works out really well for practicing, and that way before, when we'd go other places, we'd have to load people in a van and take them to the golf course, and some people would want to stay longer than others, and this way if you want to walk out the door and do a little extra work, or if you want to take a nap, all those options are available.
So you guys, let's talk about the fall season a little bit as you get ready for this spring season. Looking back at the fall season, how do you think that was kind of beneficial for you guys to get ready for this spring season and get some guys some action in golf tournaments?
Well, yeah, we had a situation where an incoming freshman that we thought was going to do really well for us, Chunyang Liang from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We had trouble getting him through the NCAA with transcripts and translations and all kinds of things like that. And then one player had an illness and another a bad back, and so it was people we were counting on using in our lineup were not available. But what it did do then is give a lot of other people a chance to play, and we could see who's ready to step up and do a better job from this point on.
So for you, what's the process kind of go about for you choosing 5 players for a tournament? How do you kind of go about evaluating practices, evaluating players to get them ready to play in tournaments?
Most of the time we just go head-to-head competition, and so we'll have playoffs. And before the season starts in the fall, we come in before classes, so we'll play 5 rounds in 4 days and count the best 4 rounds, and that's the team we start with. But oftentimes in events we can take more than just 5 players, and when we can do that, we can compare their scores in that particular event and see how it worked out.
So one of the beauties and one of the pitfalls of playing in Wisconsin is that you've got a couple of months that you can play outside during the season, but then you've got a couple months in the off season where you really are forced to play inside. What does that mid-range for you between the fall and the spring seasons kind of look like, where you're prepping, but obviously it's inside as opposed to outside?
Well, I think the players from this area have learned to deal with the kind of a shutdown for a while, and they almost expect it. So when the weather starts to turn cold and it's hard to get on the golf course, most of them kind of just go dormant for a while, like a bear hibernating, and then they start to ramp up when we get back. And so we take off. We have the whole month of January normally and half of December. And so if they have grandparents in the south or relatives or something, it's a good time to go visit them with their golf clubs and get some practice in. But basically we try to hit some balls inside, and we were reviewing the uses for the swimming pool a bit, and so there's some options that we might be able to utilize that space a little bit better and to help the golf team with some indoor practice.
So this weekend is your first of 5 tournaments of the spring season, and 4 of those coming in different states. Is there one of those tournaments that you're kind of looking forward to in particular, or is it kind of just like a thing where you're ready for the spring season to get underway?
Well, I think we're ready for it, but I'm looking forward to, we host one down in Columbus, Indiana at Otter Creek. That's halfway between Indianapolis and Louisville.
Very familiar with it. I played there before, actually.
You have? Okay,
yep.
Okay. And so there's 15 teams coming, a mixture of GLVC and GLIAC teams, and actually Kentucky State, I don't know what league they're in, and there's a Winona State is coming down. And so I think just coming out of a week of practice, spending Thursday and Friday here in Wisconsin, heading down there to play, that'll be a good chance for us to make a good showing, because we'll have a kind of an equalization of the practice.
So you had a couple of players in the fall season that had fairly successful seasons, Stephen Young, Danny Voidovich. Voidovich is a redshirt senior, so this is kind of his last go-around. How are you looking for him to kind of be a leader of this team and to help him have a successful spring season?
Well, I think he's grown a lot as a player over the course of his career. It's one thing to have a good, solid golf game, but then just to learn to deal with the mental aspects of it and to deal with you put pressure on yourself, but I think he's come a long way as far as maturing as a golfer.
Well, this weekend we'll open up the spring season down in Florida for the UW Parkside men's golf team with head coach Mark Olsen. They will be in action starting on Friday, March the 23rd, down in Florida. Coach, we appreciate you sitting down with us, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Well, thank you so much.